It's time to be about that business. It's time to understand that if you want to get something out of your life, you got to be willing to work for it. I'm talking to the one that wants to go beyond the limit.
Hello everyone, my name is Angel Lee and I am excited to do this interview with Coach Me. So let's get started.
All right, so who is Angel Lee? That name is it rings to me.
Angel Lee is a person that I guess you can call her an underdog.
Oh.
And I say that because I'm in an industry where people of my stature, if you will, being short, being old, or mature in the modeling industry. But what I do in the modeling industry is try to bring insight or bring light to things that I actually am showing purpose for, which is promoting self-confidence, self-love. So that's who Angel Lee is.
Awesome. So tell us about your business. I see it's very visible. So you're definitely putting in the work. So tell us
Yes.
about your businesses. Tell us about your why.
Okay. I have a few businesses actually. Angel Lee Modeling, LLC. I also have Fashion Mississippi Week, LLC, which I have an event coming up actually next week. And also I have a Jukum, LLC. Now all of those entail my brand, which again, it stands for self-confidence, self-love. Now as far as the event with Fashion Mississippi Week, I do give back to the community. And the nonprofit that I am going to donate to is NAMI, which is National Alliance on Mental Illness, which is something that we face as a community a lot, and we don't really discuss it a lot. But you will be surprised at how many people do suffer from some type of mental illness.
Definitely. So tell us about, I don't want to pronounce the name wrong. I don't want to kill it. You know what I'm trying to say.
Ajukum.
Yes.
Okay. Ajukum is I'll try not to get emotional, but Ajukum to me is like one of my children. It's actually based on the profounding values or elements that I try to portray in everything that I do. Ajukum was started back in 2014. At that time it was Reflections, the Mirror Effect, but still it entails self-respect, self-confidence, and it's like a mirror reflection. And actually what I have on now is the trademark for Ajukum, which is For Me, My Reflections. And again, with the self-confidence and self-love, I went through a time where things weren't always so, I guess you can say, pretty for me. Now most people relate a pretty person with just everything just going their way, you know what I'm saying? They just automatically think or assume that they have it all together. And that is so far from the truth. I live behind I guess you can call it a mirror of lies. So I lied to myself for a long time, but what Ajukum did for me was it allowed me to express myself. And so with the Ajukum, with the circle and the square, it stands for, within that square, my four walls at home, I was the most confident person anyone would have known. However, when I walked outside that circle, which is the world, that's when I was judged. That's when I felt my worst. So I try to always carry with me those four elements, which is my strength, my spirit, my heart, and my soul. So that's what Ajukum entails.
Very beautiful.
Thank you.
Very beautiful, very touching. Amazing.
I didn't cry.
You made it through.
Yes.
So let's talk, I definitely want to go, so let's start with the standards of, this mirror of lies and the standard in the modeling industry.
Okay.
I think you challenged that on so many levels.
Yes. Again, I'm in an industry where I am, I guess, not really just taken seriously because I am older, I am short. I'm not your typical model. But what I like to do is I like to show people. And in order to show people, it's not always just speaking. Sometimes you can just walk in the room and show people your confidence level. And that's what I do. Now, as far as another thing that goes and entails with my brand is my bald head. I shaved that in remembrance of my aunt who was struggling, or who actually passed from cancer. I also have an aunt now who is also dealing with cancer, stage 4 cancer. But I used to remember conversations with her that she didn't want to go outside because, you know, she didn't want people to look at her like she was crazy because she didn't have any hair. And I always thought that was so, what's the word I'm looking for? That was so cruel, because they had no idea who the person was inside. People don't understand that when you put labels on people, as far as the modeling, to bring it back full circle, the modeling industry, now they tell us, society tells us to love everybody, to love everyone. To love everyone and to accept everyone for who they are. But with the modeling industry, it's like a cookie cutter. Everyone isn't cookie cut material. And to me, especially to young girls, that brings down their self-confidence. So that's why I am here, to show them that anything is possible. Now, I may not ever walk a runway in New York, never may fly to, you know, Paris or whatever, fashion week, you know, that's fine with me. My purpose in life is to show people that it can be done. So I try to be that beacon of light for people.
Yeah, you are that. You are definitely a beacon of light, and I think it takes that type of confidence to shift the standards, to shift what people deem beautiful or their guidelines. And I think you are doing a wonderful job at breaking down all of those barriers, you know, age, height, hair. Like, you're killing it in so many different ways. So I definitely applaud you for that.
Thank you.
So what birthed the Fashion Mississippi Week?
Well, Fashion Mississippi Week was in my modeling career. I've always worked with other people on other projects. So I just felt like it was time for me to do my own thing, because even when I was working with them, I was still doing things to, you know, trying to uplift people. You know what I'm saying? It was like Miss Angel, like the mother figure, okay, or the you know, the aunt, just someone that you can talk to, someone that's going to boost your confidence. That's what I was for. But I just think it was about time for me to start my own path, my own purpose.
Yes.
So that is why I started Fashion Mississippi Week. I actually started it in 2018, April of 2018, I believe it was. In April, had my first fashion show that July same year. That was 2018. 19, I had my second fashion show, and 20, of course, didn't happen. But I still donated to a nonprofit, and so this year it will happen. Fingers crossed. So I'm excited about that. Trying to, you know, get things back on some type of normalcy, if you will. But yes, I'm excited about it.
Awesome. That is amazing. So, you know, I follow you on social media.
Yes.
And I remember which you were very visible with the coffee and conversation.
Oh, yes.
Could you? I wish we could have really been having a sip of coffee
Yes.
today, but our schedules, you know.
Yes.
Tell me more about coffee and conversations.
Coffee and conversations. I feel like everything I do has a purpose. Just like with the Jukum, it has a purpose. Just like with Angel Lee Modeling has a purpose, Fashion Mississippi has a purpose, as well as Coffee and Conversations. Now, with Coffee and Conversations, that was a tribute to my grandmother, who I used to just, you know, coffee and just maybe throughout the week or on the weekends, if it was just 10 minutes with her, just drinking coffee, her just sitting on the end of the table and me on the other side. We'll just drink coffee. Sometimes we have a conversation, sometimes we just don't say anything. It was just her presence.
Yeah.
She passed away she passed away, and I was going to keep the tradition going with coffee and conversations, which it was going to be like a podcast, which I haven't gotten it done yet, haven't started yet. So that's something that I am going to start focusing on. And with the funds, if it was something that I had to take up myself, I wanted to give to some nonprofit elderly or hospice type of facility, because my granny was on hospice care. And but bring it back full circle, I haven't started yet with the conversations, but what I do on the weekends is I have coffee and conversations with my dad, which is also special. So, and we sit, and he sits in that same chair my granny used to sit in, and we just drink coffee and just talk about whatever. So that's very special to me, just like my whole platform is special to me, because it's for a purpose. It's not just for me.
Correct. What is the significance of those conversations, of like, why do they mean so much to you?
Because if you really just think about it, when you talk to somebody, that may be the last time you talk to them. So I try to, if it's just, like I said, if it's just 10 minutes with my dad, I want those 10 minutes to account for something. I want his presence to be felt, and I want him to feel my presence. Because when they're gone, it's like a void that you can't get back. So time is really important to me. And with anything I do, I tell people I don't want to waste their time. Because it's really important.
Time is very important.
Yes.
I think that's I don't know, I think it's very important. And here recently, it's like I've been coming home a whole lot more, and it's because that time.
Yes.
Being busy with life, and so busy you can't stop just to have that cup of coffee. And that 10-minute conversation. So that's why I know there's definitely significance there, and there's something that you always remember, creating those memories and those moments. And I know that that's something that meant a lot to her as well. Because a lot of the elderly, even before they get to hospice level, once they start getting older, the visits are slim. Nope. And so what you did, she would cherish, always. It meant so much to her, just as much as it meant to you. So that's ministry to me. True ministry. So so look, thank you for that. And I'll make sure I continue to be present in the moments as well. So and I definitely didn't want to discuss with you just to be touching on everything, but I believe the things that I'm gonna pull and ask, I think it's like the foundation of everything that you're doing. It's a foundation of your purpose, your confidence, like everyone that meant something to you. I think it all meant something. That is making you, and that has made you into who you are today. So I'm sorry, but so Angel, one of the things that I did want to ask, and the reason why I want to ask is I want to ask because I know there are more angels out there. I know there are more people who need to hear your voice, more people who are looking for you, even when you may seem like, am I an alien? Like, am I weird, or is everybody weird? And it's like, sometimes until you connect with your tribe, sometimes all of it doesn't make sense until you meet them. So I wanted to just very lightly, I really honestly wanted to ask and to see if you would even be willing to share just a piece of what it was like, not to have your mom here. And the reason why is because I know the thoughts that you have and the feelings that you have and all the things, places that your mind wander. I know that there are people out there. I know there's a message behind it, and a message that I can't at this moment in life give. Only you can give, because you walked through that place. So tell us about that, and then I also want you to minister a message to people out there who walk that walk.
Growing up without a mother. Well, first let me say this. My mother passed away giving birth after she gave birth to my brother, and so my grandmother, which I called her mama, raised me and my brother. And it was, it's hard even now, because when you really just think about the matriarchs of the family,
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
it's hard.
Yeah.
That's why I tell like my cousins or whomever, if you have your mom,
Yeah.
that's something special.
Yeah.
Because in essence, I've lost 3.
Yeah.
So it's very important that I tell my kids, I call them my angels.
Yeah.
I tell them every time I get them under one roof, it's a blessing.
Yeah.
Because that time is really appreciated.
Yeah.
So I will say, even though I didn't know my birth mother,
Yeah.
just like some of my families probably still have their birth mothers,
Yeah.
I do envy that.
Yeah.
And I know I shouldn't, but I do.
Yeah.
Because I want the same feeling. But
yeah. I get that.
so my message would be, if you have your mother, it could be a grandmother, it could be,
Yeah.
time is something that we take for granted.
Yeah.
And I just want everyone to know, especially my family,
Yeah.
if you still have your mother, please just tell her you love her. And
Yeah.
sometimes, even though we may say, I'll be glad when you're grown out the house, that's a lie, okay?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you that now.
Yeah.
As a parent, I miss my kids so much, but I try not to overshadow, try to be too protective, because
Yeah.
I know they have to
Yeah.
grow up. And I
Yeah.
didn't really have, like, I was raised by my grandmother, so it's a different type of being raised by your grandmother and being, by a mom. It was
Yeah.
she was really strict.
Yeah.
And I think that helped me along the way
Yeah.
to be a better person. As far as Momo, she helped raise me too. And I, it's with Aunt May, when I see my aunts, I see Mama.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
So for the people out there who have experienced that, what are some of the things? And I think what you're doing is so amazing right now. It's like you turn your pain into your passion and your power. What would you tell, other women or young girls who may be experiencing that now, maybe even not at your level? Like, what words of encouragement or empowerment would you give to them if they were to come across this video?
I would tell them there would be some dark days and there would be some light days. But what I focus on now are my children.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have some focal point. You have to have some light in this darkness.
Yeah.
So I would say, please stay positive. If it's just a walk outside, sometimes I catch myself talking to myself. I do. I'm sorry, but you have to stay positive. It's a whole lot of negative energy that goes around that you have no idea of. So it's then when you need to keep that light, the light shining, that light
Mm-hmm.
beaming, because believe it or not, you are somebody's. you are somebody's inspiration. You are somebody's purpose. You are somebody's reason.
Yeah.
To keep going. And it gets hard. It gets really hard.
Yeah.
It really does.
It does. It does. So, and the reason why I really wanted to, because I want you to understand that, you know, there are other yous out there, you know, and they need your voice, because sometimes it's hard. I can see how they, you know, well, I understand, yes, but it's like until you've walked that, you lived that, you've breathed that, you dealt with that day, night, throughout your entire life, only you can truly minister to those people the way they need it, you know. And that's the reason why I wanted to touch on that. I know that's something that you rarely ever touch on, you know, you just kind of live around it. It's always in your mind. It's always in your mind. It's always in your heart, but it's just kind of like that, you know, elephant in the room with you, even though, you know. But the reason why I wanted to, because I know that your mom is very, you know, present with you. And a lot of what I see is mantles of, you know, those that you love, and you've experienced a lot of loss, a lot of sorrow. But what I see is what they left with you. They left so many gifts with you. They left so much power with you. They left so much strength with you. And I think it's designed for you to show that to the world on a platform. I don't think it's by chance that you're modeling, you're showing off. It's not just a jukum. It's not just the hair. It's like all of their strength, all that they left with you, that's what's on display. And I think it's definitely something that the world needs to hear. So, Angel, I definitely can't wait to hear more of Coffee and Conversations, and all of the things that you do have coming up. For any other message that you would want to leave with the people who may come across your video?
I would say, despite the obstacles that I face every day, I always try to remain optimistic, because like I said, you never know whose light you are. And I work in pain, but at the same time, like I said, I try to remain positive and optimistic, because you are somebody's light.
Yeah, totally. You are somebody's light.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait for the world to meet you, to meet your brand and everything that you have going on. I admire you. I admire everything that you do, your strength, your beauty, all of the above. I definitely support you 1000%. Oh, you're more than welcome. How can people, and once they come across this video, how can they follow you? How can they get in touch with you? Leave all that information with them.
Okay. On Facebook, I am at Angel Lee Modeling LLC, Fashion Mississippi Week LLC, Ajukum LLC, and Coffee and Conversations LLC. On Instagram, I am Angel Lee Modeling, Fashion Mississippi Week, that's Fashion MS Week. Ajukum is AJUKM4, and Coffee and Conversation is COFF, and Conversations spelled with a Z.
Amen. Thank you so much for sitting down and having this discussion with me today. I feel privileged. Thank you.
Thank you.